Vaillancourt reporting on why concussions are not a joke and how they should be treated. Coaches, players, and trainers all take concussions very seriously. Concussions have risen 200% among teens ages 14 to 19 in the last decade.
While the first hit can prove problematic, the second or third head impact can cause permanent, long-term brain damage. Cumulative sports concussions are shown to increase the likelihood of a catastrophic head injury, leading to permanent neurologic disability by 39%. 1 in 5 high school athletes will sustain a sports concussion during the season. Most high school hockey teams have around 20 kids on their team, meaning on average 4 out of 20 kids will get a concussion on that team. I sat down with Kyle McCauley to ask a few questions about concussions and the recovery process. Kyle has recently had a concussion due to an on-ice occurrence.
When I had my concussion, I felt like I was almost dreaming a lot of the time. Everything happened a lot slower, like in my mind. Reading was a big one. When I was trying to read books or something, or like read my phone, text messages, watch TV, anything that was like really, I guess, stressful to the brain, made you think, that really hurt. Not really, because I took my time getting back into the sport and I didn't just jump right back into it. So I was ready by the time I got back. Well, first off, they didn't let me play any sports. They kept me in dark rooms all day, away from light. They were trying not to let me read or use my phone. There was even like a 2 or 3 day period where I couldn't even watch TV because it just they were keeping all screens off and stuff. It just made it a lot easier.
Helmets protect many things: teeth, skull, and your brain. So why don't people take helmets seriously? Well, some people think helmets aren't needed. Trauma may occur through direct contact to the head or face, or indirectly through a whiplash effect. You can get a concussion by falling and hitting your head. Most helmets have extra protection in the back of the head to stop falling and hitting your head and getting a concussion.
I also sat down with Hunter Bowerson and Blake McCauley.
No. I truly believe hockey players do not take these concussions seriously, and I speak for myself most importantly because I didn't take it seriously. I was very anxious to just get back on the ice, get back with the boys, and just sitting in that bed after all the hype that the sport gives was really a harsh blow to me. And I mean, I tried everything I could just to speed up the production and try and get back out there, when really I should have just been staying calm and making sure nothing ended up too serious for long-term effects on it.
I believe players today take it seriously. However, I don't think they take it seriously enough. They tend to always want to get back on the ice sooner than they should, and therefore I think it's the coach's responsibility to pay more attention to the concussion symptoms and make sure that a player truly can pass all of the protocols in order to get them back in the game safely. When players get back into the game, it has to be a slow process. It needs to be a step-by-step situation. I liken it to having to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. You start with doing light exercise. If you can do the light exercise without having any concussion symptoms, then you can move on to step 2, which would be more strenuous exercise or heavier workouts. And then again, if you can pass that without having any returning symptoms of the concussion, then you can move on to heavier practice and then into gameplay. At any point during this though, if you start to have the symptoms again, you need to go back to step 1 and start over until the symptoms no longer exist.
Children are more sensitive to the effects of a concussion and may need to have a longer rest prior to returning to the activity and/or sport they play. Some kids have bad concussions and some have minor concussions. I'm Matthew Vaillancourt, signing off.